Epic just recently added Duo Arena into the current lineup of game modes, as well as made an official announcement that there will be a Duo Winter Royale tournament with a decently large prize pool. With that being said, there's a lot of players who want to make a decent stack of cash from this 3-day long tournament. In this video today, I'll be focusing on general tips for duos that need to be implemented into your game in order to be a successful duo. These tips work with both public match duos as well as scrim and tournament duos. I'll be making a separate video shortly on scrim specific duos tips, which will be covering turtling, tunneling, etc. Anyway guys, before we get into the video, comment down below and tell me what your favorite game mode is. Do you like squads, solos, duos, or was your favorite game mode trios when it was out? Without saying anything more guys, let's get right into the video. We're going to start this video off by talking about a very important topic in both public match duos as well as arena duos. That is, how to properly approach a fight. In solo matches, it's very easy to get caught off guard by a sneak attack from an opponent, and chances are if your opponent is taking on a fight like this, consider them an elite player. In duos, knocking one opponent quickly turns into a 2v1. This is a huge advantage for you and your partner because you don't have to worry about another player being involved in that fight. You can simply overpower the solo to obtain some easy kills and add it to your total. With this being said, there's many ways to approach fights in duos. You can sneak attack and not shoot until your opponent is on top of you, or vice versa, which will drain your opponent's health for an easy finish. You can stack grenades, stand 65 meters away and throw them on top of your opponent to stun or kill them and then make your advance, as well as pushing a duo with one solo while the other teammate applies pressure from a decent distance away. The point is, you want to learn how to start fights properly instead of taking fights head on. Give yourself the advantage. That's why game sense matters so much in Fortnite. There's very easy ways to win fights, you just need to be willing to have patience and playmaking skills. You should never push a duo straight on without tagging them or knowing that they're weak, because this would be a very hard fight to finish and you want to make it easy on yourself as much as possible. This next tip is pretty obvious, but very important, and that is good communication skills. When you play duos, it's important to keep on consistent communication with each other about what's going on. This is pretty obvious like I said, however, there are better ways to communicate than how you are now. The first thing I want to discuss is something I call short comms. My duo partner and I use short comms as well as pinging with blue and red markers to signify different things. Short comms are made up words that you can use with your partner to make quicker communications. For example, instead of yelling Sparkle Specialist is a one-shot, you can say Sparkle Specialist is ultimate. These terms are used to shorten the length of time it takes for your teammate to realize what's going on. Good communication skills is the difference between an elite team and a low-skilled team. You can have two very good players on the same team, but without chemistry and communication, it won't go over very well. My next tip is learning zones and rotations. Zones and rotations are both a huge factor in public matches and even more in arena mode. Wherever the zone pulls, you want to be inside of it. When you're making your way from the outside of the zone into the inside of the zone, you want to make sure that you're taking a good enough path to not get pinched or targeted by other teams. In doing so, you're giving up advantages pretty quickly to the other teams, and you don't want that. When you rotate, make sure that you're aware of high ground and where the other teams are. Make sure you and your partner have different vision positions. Have one partner look in front, left, and right, while the other partner looks behind, left, and right. This way, you won't get caught off guard, you can see the best rotations, and you can avoid bad positioning plays that will ultimately earn you and your opponent a fat L on your statistics. You don't always need high ground, but avoiding teams that are on it will help you out. When you're in zone, you want to make sure you can stay as close to the center as you possibly can. So make sure you have the center zone marked and make judgments based on what you see to safely allow you to cross you into the zone. If you're in center zone, you won't have to worry too much about rotating to the opposite side because it shouldn't be too far from you. My next tip is set player-specific weapon categories. You can have your basic assault rifle, shotgun, and SMG loadout, but if you're in a situation where you're dealing with an embarrassment of riches and choices between how many heals, grenades, RPGs, or fishing equipment you want to take, make sure that you have a set loadout for each person to make the process go smoothly. For example, a lot of the time if there's two fat stacks of grenades, I'll take the grenades and RPGs over the heals, while my partner will stack on medkits, flappers, minis, big pots, and the list goes on. This way we have both, and unless you're getting ripped to shreds by other teams, you shouldn't have to use all the heals before the game is over. Weapon loadouts for each player, short comms, learning how to approach fights, and zone control are all things that you should do and work on in order to be a successful duo. If you guys win any money, be sure to tell me in my Discord, the link will be down below. I hope this video helped you guys out. If it did, drop a like on it, comment down below and tell me about it, as well as using my code YTVerbis in the Fortnite item shop. Subscribe for more future Fortnite tips and tricks videos, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.